Please be seated.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
This is a case of Watkins versus Washington.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Yay. Ms. Watkins, you opened your case today because your childhood sweetheart has now become an adult headache, and he's denying your 1-month-old son, Noah. You are 1,000% certain he fathered your son, and you have the medical evidence to prove it. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Jamillian Washington, you testify that you are 1,000,000% certain you didn't father the plaintiff's newborn son and claim the only reason she is deeming you the father is because of a childhood crush. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Ms. Watkins, why do you think Mr. Washington is denying your son?
Honestly, Your Honor, I feel it's because he just doesn't want to take care of his responsibilities, but he's ready to start his rap career, and that's stopping him from wanting another child and
Your
starting
Honor,
over again.
excuse me, but I'm a good person. I just want to do the right thing. If she's not 100% sure that I'm the father, how am I supposed to be 100% sure that I'm the father? You got to make this situation make sense, Your Honor.
Make it make sense. That's exactly what we're here to do, is make it make sense. So I want to go back and start. What was the nature of your relationship? How did you two meet?
Well, Your Honor, we first started off when we were kids, but as we got older, we branched off, and we just reconnected just recently.
So wait, you were childhood friends?
Yes, ma'am.
So, okay, and then at some point you all became boyfriend and girlfriend, were
No,
intimate, what?
No,
we talked when we were younger. We stopped talking, and then I just moved down here and found out she was staying here, so we ended up being connected.
He knew I was staying here. When he came down here, he knew we was down here.
Okay, so bottom line is, at some point you all started having a sexual relationship.
That is correct.
Yes, we were talking.
We had a sexual
No, you weren't just talking, obviously, or you wouldn't be here.
No, let me explain, Your Honor.
Okay.
All right, so I came down here, knew she was staying here. We ended up getting connected, having sex. We wasn't in no committed relationship. We was never in a real relationship or anything like that, Your Honor. We was just sex buddies, if that's what you want to call it.
Sex buddies.
If that's what you want to call it, Your Honor.
So that's what the young people call it now, sex buddies.
But we were never in a relationship
sound right.
or committed or anything like that. We was just.
He did explain to me that he didn't want to be in a relationship. He just got out of one. So I was okay with that. I wanted to give him some space, and it was okay with me, but we were sexually active.
So
as soon as we got down here.
Okay, I need to ask you this, Ms. Watkins, respectfully, was he your only buddy?
So before he got down here, I was with my firstborn's father. But as soon as he got down here and we started messing around, I was no longer messing around with him.
It was actually a month and a half.
So you're admitting that you had a previous relationship that basically ran all the way up until the time you reconnected with Mr. Washington.
That's correct, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Washington, do you agree or disagree? Did you think that she was still in a relationship with her child's father?
Your Honor, yes, I do, because they were still together every single day. And she actually told me, she said my name while she was having sex with him.
Wait.
And everything.
Hold on, Ms. Watkins. I don't think that's in the co-parenting playbook. Do you, Jerome?
And this actually was like during the time span of like when the baby was like conceived.
No, that is a lie. Let me be very brief with this.
Hold on now. Wait, don't start stuttering. So take a minute, take a breath, and tell me the truth.
Okay, yeah, that's not a problem.
Okay.
So what happened in that situation was we went out one night and we were drinking, and when we got back home, he did come on to me. My firstborn father came on to me, and we started to do some sexual acts, but we did not finish that night.
But you engaged in sex long enough to call his name?
Your Honor, she said.
Unless that's just a lie, and you were trying to make him feel better about having sex with your supposed ex. I don't know what this mess is. Bottom line is, you had sex with your ex, and you also were having sex with Mr. Washington.
Yes, but it wasn't like on a same-day basis or like.
Okay, it only takes one. My point is this. At some point, you realize you're pregnant.
Right. So I pulled him aside, and I said, Jamillian, I'm pregnant. I don't know how far along I am, but once I get my due date, I'll let you know. So,
but when you say to a man,
I understand.
I'm pregnant.
Yes, I understand.
And I don't know how far along I am, and when I find out, I'm gonna let you know if you're the father. That is paternity doubt. I mean, I'm trying to see your side,
right?
But it doesn't work.
Well,
that is paternity doubt. If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell.
I never stated to him that I did not have doubt. I never stated to him that,
But your early testimony said, Your Honor, I was not sleeping with that man. I was only co-parenting with that man. I didn't have anything to do with that man until that time he started having sex with me, and then I called Mr. Washington's name. And it's starting to concern me that you're doing a lot more giggling than you are just testifying honestly about how you got here. What was going on in your life when you found out you were pregnant? Beautiful, beautiful little boy.
Once we found out I was pregnant, he kicked me out of his house. And I mean, I had, during my whole pregnancy, fended for myself. Wasn't there to rub my belly, wasn't there to provide food for us to eat. He wasn't there. And knowing that I'm pregnant, big possibility that he's yours, still didn't care.
But the truth is, he still has doubt. Is that right, Mr.
Yes,
Washington?
Honor. And she actually never told me that she was 100% sure that I was the father. There was a possibility that someone else could be the father at the time. This was dating back to...
Your Honor, the only someone else that there is my firstborn's father. That's it. I don't want you to come on here and try to make it seem like I just be sleeping around, because I don't.
All right. So take me to the birth. Was he there?
He was not there for his birth. But what I will say is I did not call him until after Noah was born. So I do give you that.
All right. I had came in, went to go get a DNA test. She said they don't do DNA tests at this hospital. She basically lied and told me that they do DNA tests, and when I got there,
So you're saying Ms. Watkins told you to come up to the hospital. Did you put your name on the birth certificate, Mr. Washington?
No, I did not.
He did not.
I did not.
He came when we were being
discharged. Did not see no birth certificate or anything.
All right.
I wanted to give him the chance to be in Noah's life, but he told me he would not do it until he found out for sure. I said, okay, I'm fine with that.
You weren't dodging the test?
No, I was not.
All right. So you submitted some medical evidence as well, Ms. Watkins.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Can you please cross over and step to the monitor and explain to the court what you believe this evidence shows?
Okay, so Jamelia denies my son, but what are we looking at? Identical twins. Same lips, same nose, Your Honor, and the same pretty eyelids, okay? Very small. They look identical, Your Honor. I don't know why he denies him. After that, my son came home with hairy legs.
Okay.
When he was born, he had hairs on his legs that you could not miss. Jamelia explained to me while I was pregnant that him and his kids came out with hair all over their body, mainly on their legs and their butt. My son has hair on his legs and his butt. Also, my son has a medical condition. He spits
Let me look in the court
forcefully.
papers. You submitted that your son has pyloric stenosis.
That is correct.
And was he diagnosed with the...
Explain to me what pyloric stenosis is from your experience. What have you experienced with your son?
He has forceful spit ups.
Okay.
I have to feed him every 2 ounces instead of 4, or he will spit up very forcefully. It's really like projective.
Has he been diagnosed though?
He told me that his children come out with this medical condition.
So is this the sum total of your medical evidence?
That is correct.
Well, Jerome, I guess we don't even need to open the envelope, right?
Because he's the father.
She just nailed that with that exhibit.
Father.
I don't even know.
Hairy legs.
Hairy legs. All right. Listen, I am curious now. I want to learn more about this condition, so I'm going to call on Dr. Samantha Brown Parks. Jerome, will you please escort Dr. Parks into the courtroom? I have a few questions for her.
Hello, doctor. Go up to the witness stand.
Hello, Dr. Parks. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, I've got some questions for you. We have been discussing a condition called pyloric stenosis. Can you please explain to the court, what is it exactly?
So pyloric stenosis is a thickening of the area at the bottom of the stomach where it goes into the very first part of the small intestine. So it kind of acts as a clamp for everything that goes into the stomach, so it can't go farther to get into the small intestine.
How does a child get this condition?
So pyloric stenosis is multifactorial, meaning that it has both familial components that we kind of inherit from our families, but it also has a lot of environmental components. Not so much genetics, there's not a genetic trait for it, but Scandinavian backgrounds, it tends to happen more likely. And then in families that have had it, there's a slight increased chance, but not a gene that's related directly to pyloric stenosis.
Oh, wow, so no gene.
Not that's been identified.
So in essence, the fact that Noah has pyloric stenosis has absolutely no bearing on the paternity issue.
Absolutely not.
Well,
Your Honor, this is how I feel. The results will tell it all. I mean, I don't want to keep going back and forth and arguing about it. I might have.
Have you seen Noah, Mr. Washington?
I had only seen him the day he was born at the hospital.
And since then, ain't heard from him, ain't seen him, ain't tried to reach out. Matter of fact, I'm sorry, I did reach out to him, and I asked him to set up a date together. We set it up, but then when it came down time to it for him to come, it went back to, I don't want to be in his life if he's not mine. I want to get that test first. And I said,
so
okay.
you really have been avoiding Noah.
Like, I really want to know if the baby mom...
Right, and I'm saying you've been avoiding knowing him on purpose because you just don't want to connect until you know it's yours.
Yeah, until it's actually mine. And if the child is actually mine, I'll
look at that. Come on, bro.
I have no problem stepping forward.
Just come with the test results. Because at the end of the day, you knew you laid down with me. You knew you laid down with me. And when we laid down and we stopped having protected sex, you said yourself that you be popping them out. And you knew that I was pretty fertile myself. So I don't understand why you feel different or why you felt like you couldn't, just work something out with me. You just left me high and dry.
Like, I have no problem with stepping up and actually taking care of the child, like I said, but I was not sure if the baby was mine. Like,
yes, I understand. Look, Mr. Washington, I think your doubt has been made clear.
Yeah.
There was doubt, and I think Ms. Watkins gave you every indication that at first she had doubt. So we are where we are. And the only thing we can do now to be able to move forward is to get the results. And I have those for you. Jerome? Thank you. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Watkins versus Washington, when it comes to 1-month-old Noah Watkins, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Washington, you are the father. You're the father. The beautiful little boy. And that's your little boy. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be there. I'm going to step up. Like, I have no problem, like, taking him with me, picking him up, doing all of that. I just wanted to know if the baby was actually mine, Your Honor.
Yes.
Well, I always have open doors for you and your family as well.
I see the tears in your eyes, Ms. Watkins. What are you feeling right now?
I'm sad I had to come here, but I'm glad that the process is done with so he can step up.
It seems obvious that Mr. Washington was pretty important to you.
He was.
And as a woman, I've been there. I want you to talk to Dr. Jeff and be honest about what you really feel, right? Right?
Yeah.
It's okay to say, I felt really abandoned. I was disappointed. I was angry. I was hurt. And I just want you to learn, because I want you to be the mother you can be to your children. And most importantly, I want you to be empowered as a young lady, okay? So talk to Dr. Jeff. Be honest. Yes, I wish you all the very best. Mr. Washington, take care of that little boy. Yes, now, you missed everything up till now.
No, I'm here now, though.
Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
He shouldn't be looking for you.
No, never.
Right?
Right.
You're
yes,
going to be there, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I wish you all the very best. Court is adjourned. Thank you, guys.